Namaste, viewers. Maha Shaman here. I'm changing up YouTube page a little bit since I'm new and I'm trying to figure out what brand to use and how to get the information across to you best and also get the eyeballs on my video. So I'm changing my name. This is Maha Shaman. I'm a life coach and narcissism guru. And this is my second video. I'm going to be focusing on guilt and shame. Now my focus for this video, by the way, if you like this channel, you like this video, please subscribe and hit that notification button. That way you'll get updates on my bi-weekly videos and also live streams. Anyway, the focus for this video is guilt and shame and what the difference is. So to narcissists, unfortunately, and those who have personality disorders, although I'm going to try to get away from using personality disordered and pathological narcissist and that, I'm just going to say toxic or difficult people, because to be quite honest, narcissism is rampant. It might be on the rise according to what literature and research you look at. And it's adaptive. To be honest, the people would not have these personality constructs if it was not socially adaptive. Yeah, just because someone's a a-hole is not a reason to diagnose. All right, so let's get that out of the way. So I'm going to start switching over. And so for these people, shame, which means I am a bad person. If I do something bad, let's say I stay out too late and I drink too much and I don't study for a test and I get a bad score on that test, shame means I'm a bad person because I didn't do well on that test. Whereas guilt is a healthy response. Guilt is where healthy people who aren't toxic or difficult come from. Guilt means I did a wrong behavior, not that I am wrong. I might have chosen to stay up and, stay out late and drinking with my buddies and not study for the test, but just because I got a bad score on that test doesn't mean that I'm a bad person internally. And that's a lot of where, if you're recovering from perhaps narcissistic abuse, or you yourself are a narcissist that's recovering, although you're probably not going to be watching my channel or viewing these videos if you are. If you are, God bless you. In any case, if you are, then you need to come and learn how to love and accept yourself unconditionally. Unconditional self-acceptance, unconditional acceptance for your behavior, and realize that whatever you do, even if you fail or lose, which is kind of what we're going to be talking about today, doesn't in any way mean that you're a bad person. You might do some bad behaviors once in a while, like staying out and drinking when you should be studying, or any number of things, perhaps addictions, like I dealt with for a while. That doesn't make you intrinsically a bad person. So what I'd like to talk about is kind of showing up for yourself and being able to be vulnerable. I was watching some YouTube videos, as Maha Shaman normally does. Being vulnerable means that I can do something wrong. I can make mistakes. And innovation and becoming self-actualized and walking this path of becoming of individuation or enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, walking this path means that we're going to make mistakes. We're not always going to do the right thing. And in not doing the right thing, we'll learn what the wrong things are, and then hopefully, eventually, after trial and error, do the right thing. But for those of us that have experienced narcissistic abuse, had a toxic parent, had a difficult parent, or both parents had a difficult upbringing, we have learned to come from shame. We have learned to come that I'm a bad person. And therefore we almost always have this crazy, like, I can't be wrong, I need to be right all the time. And if I ever make a mistake, oh my God, I can't admit it, right? This is absolutely the wrong idea. So when you're walking into the arena, right? Let's say you're a gladiator, you got to get armored up. You got to prepare for the fight that's to come, right? A lot of times, let's say we're going to give a speech, or we're going to teach a class, or we're going to do public speaking or something like that. We're going to have fear. We're going to have self-doubt. We're going to have comparisons. Well, this person did better on this speech that came before me, or this researcher is so much better than me, or this person can play this game so much better than me, or whatever. These comparisons are not good. There's a lot of anxiety that comes up with that, and there's also uncertainty, and all of these things for someone who has experienced narcissistic abuse or is self-love deficient, as Ross Rosendale likes to put it. It's difficult for us. And so what we need to do is we need to understand that it's okay to be vulnerable. And it is not okay to feel shameful. In essence, we're not bad because we do something wrong or we fail. In essence, it was the behavior or the path of action that we chose to take that was wrong, and we can simply redo it. I mean, all things being equal, right? We haven't, harmed anyone or harmed ourselves or anything, right? We just need to do it again and try and not get down on ourselves, not have that toxic inner critic continually rag on us for being bad people. We're not bad people. We are amazingly strong. We deserve unconditional self-love. We deserve self-compassion. And when you find these things, you can finally find healthy relationships and love yourself. So it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay in the right circumstances with the right people to be vulnerable. But that's also the other thing, is that if you're still in a narcissistic relationship, you do not need to show these vulnerable parts. You do not need to open up or overshare, which I'm personally bad at doing, overshare in wanting of connection, because desperately I want some connection sometimes, and I have a little attachment trauma due to my narcissistic abuse in my past. Again, not playing the victim, just identifying what happened. Because of this, I desperately crave connection, and sometimes I can overshare, or if I'm not reading the situation right or reading the red flags with a toxic person or a difficult person, I could be oversharing information that they could use to try to manipulate me. Pathological insecurity. These toxic and difficult people, they are severely insecure, and that's that weird dichotomy. I've been listening to Dr. Ramani's second book, Don't You Know Who I Am? An amazing book. Again, I would watch Med Circle videos from Dr. Ramani. I have Dr. Ramani linked as one of my subscribed channels on this page. Please watch Dr. Ramani. She is amazing. And she, in any case, she's been talking about the pathological insecurity with these people. Now, you might think of a standard grandiose narcissist, or a very bombastic sort of outgoing, difficult person. That with these people, they seem very confident, but it's overcompensation, right? Which is a defense mechanism, actually. So deep down inside, they don't feel like they're good enough. They don't feel like they're confident, and this is that pathological insecurity, which then they cover over with, in traditional narcissistic sense, the false persona, the false sense of self, right? Which they really don't believe in. And because they can't be vulnerable, because they can't open up and be wrong and make mistakes, they can't change, but they also can't admit that they're wrong. And so this is very difficult, and why a lot of these difficult people are the way that they are. They're not going to admit their mistakes. They're not going to apologize. They're not going to tell you, oh gosh, you're right, I'm sorry for hurting you or abusing you or doing whatever, because they would have to be vulnerable, and they cannot be vulnerable because of that pathological insecurity deep down inside. So if you're trying to heal from narcissistic abuse or self-actualize, when you come from from narcissistic family dynamics, narcissistic family, you need to find how to be vulnerable. You need to switch away from this shame-based modality, right? That I'm a bad person, and realize that you are a beautiful person. You are stronger than you know, and you deserve all the love and respect and dignity you can give yourself. And when you can find that, you can then give it to other people. I hope this helps. I hope everyone and their families are doing fine considering the COVID-19 pandemic. Stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, please subscribe and hit the notifications if you like this video. Maha Shaman signing out.